Hi, good morning. Thank you for coming to court today and hearing me out on my client, Michelle Whalen. As we have spoken previously, Michelle is a 58-year-old woman. She works full-time, has her own car, pretty much her life is together, and COVID has really struck her family in a very terrible way. She was caught stealing from Meyer, and Meyer decided to press charges due to the full amount that was stolen, toiletries, household items, gift cards, that kind of stuff, to try to help her family get back on their feet a little bit because her kids were having a very hard time. When I first met with Michelle, I could see that she was very remorseful and repented for what she did, and it was never an issue for me to put her on probation and parole. It has been 2 months since the last time the judge and I have met. Thank you for being here today. And I would just like to tell you that I truly believe that she is a good candidate to just be on probation and parole. Um, I don't want her, obviously, she's going to keep paying back what she owes, the restitution part, but I also don't think that she needs to be punished anymore. I believe that she learned her lesson, and I believe that for me to continue monitoring her the way that I have been is not wasting my time, but I feel like my time could be put to better use at some time for other people. I do believe that Michelle has had the ability to think about what she's done, and there really has been no issues with her probation. There has not been any questions for me regarding if she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, if I need to intervene in any way. Um, she has sent me daily text messages about, her drinking, and she has actually stopped drinking. Being back to work full time, and her kids finally got a job. She hasn't had the stress that she did a couple months ago, so that's also a plus. That her family is in a better spot financially, and she doesn't feel the need to really break the law. I would also like to point out that during her AA, Michelle took it upon herself to talk about different childhood things that have affected, where she is right now. And she has sought help from another therapist, so she is also seeing um, a therapist on her own time, and she took that upon herself. And I think that it's great that she showed that initiative. When it comes to the restitution, she is ordered to pay $100 a month for 7 months, and she has actually paid that no problem. She even made a few extra payments here and there with bonuses that she got from work. Um, I would just like to say that I truly believe that she is good to go. Um, we have kept in contact. I've done surprise visits, and there's nothing that has been alarming or bothered me or made me want to question. Nothing has made me question whether or not she is eligible to get off of probation. She has done nothing short of what I have asked, if not more. Um, I would also like to take a second and just sidetrack here for a bit and think about the actual goals of probation and parole. Um, when somebody needs our help, we intervene and we make sure that they know what they did wrong. We try to better understand why they did that wrong and get them the help that they need to rehabilitate, to grow, to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And we monitor them very closely. And there are some people that I've seen go through the system and break every rule. They are never on time to their appointments. They don't go to their meetings. Um, they're not where they're supposed to be. They don't get their job in time. And it's very frustrating for me to see that when I'm putting forth such an effort to help these people and make sure to get their life on track. And one thing that I have realized is that you cannot control what other people do. As much as I would like to say that, probation and parole is the best, and um, it never fails. There are cases where you can't help somebody unless they want to be helped. And one thing that really stuck with me is just the fact that Michelle was very open and honest about what she did and why she did it. As a mother, I sympathize with her. However, stealing is wrong. I do not justify that in any way. But I want to inspire her. I want people to realize that just because you make one bad mistake does not mean that your life is over. It does not mean that you are a bad person. Um, One thing growing up, I was always taught, even with my kid today, um, you're not a bad person, you just made a bad choice. And bad choices can be fixed. And once Michelle realized, I mean, she realized it from the get-go, but once Michelle realized, there were better ways to ask for help, better ways to find these resources that she actually needed instead of stealing, we were able to, break down that barrier that she had and fully recognize the true problem at hand, which was her stress and drinking and just feeling like she had no other option. So once she seen that, she was able to get help from the therapist that ultimately I couldn't give her. And it truly has made a difference in her life. And I really hope that it can make a difference in other people's life. Part of my probation and parole technique is to, um, monitor them, but I also want them to come to the recognition by themselves that what I did was wrong. Yes, I have to take these steps to get there, but ultimately when they get there, I want it to be on their own and I want them to realize it. And it just makes everything so much easier for everybody involved. Um, the payback options, I mean, that's something that, is not going to be um, messed with because I do believe that restitution is very important in part of probation, no matter what the crime is. Um, Money speaks, actually, and I believe that that helps people better understand their crimes and um, be held accountable for their actions in a way other than, putting forth an emotional, personal effort. One thing as a probation officer that I strive to keep in contact with my clients is that I understand that there are going to be slips up, and I understand that there's going to be times where they aren't doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, and I have one of two ways to respond to that. Um, if it's something that is truly negligent, and I know that this person isn't being honest with me or themselves, then we have to end that probation and parole, and they have to suffer the consequences of going to jail and prison. With Michelle, that was something that I didn't have to worry about. She admitted her drinking problem. She admitted it was wrong. She cried at our first appointment because she knew, she got caught and it stinks. Um, but just like Michelle, I'm sure there are millions of other people out here who are struggling and need specific help. And doesn't make her a bad person. And I've reiterated that to her, and I think it's pretty awesome that she chose to get the help that she needed without me even suggesting any therapy. I just wanted to bring that forward to you today, Judge, to let you know that um, we've seen some really great work here, and I am really proud of Michelle and everything that she has done. And I do think that it is in the best interest of her and me and the court to just let her go. She truly has been wonderful and has done everything that I've asked, and I do not see any issues that would come of letting her off probation early. Thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to hear what you've decided.